What's up, guys? Welcome to the video today. Karate Kid, me, myself, and I'm wearing the headband, and I've got these shorter shirts on. Whatever. Basically, Karate Kid, me, myself, and I will be tackling an off season of some team. We'll see. But what I wanted to highlight in the beginning of this video was look at here where it says regular, season, week, whatever. We only used to go up to 10 until this update today, where we can go to 17 and the wild card. But I'd like to go to 17 because I think I could still negotiate some contracts in this. And now we get to pick our team. I was thinking about the Jags. They could use a good free, or a good free agency, good offseason in general. Giants would also be fun, but I decided to go with the drumroll, please. We get over there. We get over there. Can we get over there? Can we get over there? Can we get over there? The Jags. So we're going to be doing the Jags here today. Doug Peterson as the coach, of course. All Madden simulation. If you guys want to see what I do in these, I literally just go into here, injury off, pre-existing injury off, practice injury off. You guys can skip later in the video to see what I'm doing, but I'm just giving you guys, the rundown of how these videos work for me, at least. And I need all those on, and then tutorial pop-ups off, and then that will be the settings for it, and then I can just go ahead and hop into the regular season. I'm gonna move my mic. I'm moving it right now. You guys might hear that. I'm sure you guys do. Move it a little bit closer. And we do have players ready to negotiate, and we have 5 players to cut. We are 7-8, and depending on how the result is against the Texans, we will have a wild card matchup, or just depending on this last season here. Caleb Johnson's out of here. Montreal Brown, see ya later, buddy. But let's go ahead and look at the players that we have to negotiate with before the offseason comes around, before we let him go. Josh Allen, a big one. Evan Ingram stepped up as of late recently, has been very solid. He's not going to like the shorter deal. I already know it. He's 27, though. I guess if longevity is really his goal, we'll give him what he wants there, and that is that. Marvin Jones, not interested. Jawan Taylor, playing up to 77 overall. Pretty sick. Only 24 years old. I think he's due to a huge extension here, and if he does it, he won't. So we'll have to try to convince him later in the the process. Riley Patterson here as well could use, but it's just not really. So I think that we will just part ways with Josh Allen. I just don't think it makes sense, like, financially, to get rid of him and put another contract on the books before signing Trevor Lawrence. But let's see if we can make it into the wild card here. Obviously did in real life, but I just wanted to do this to see if we could, and we do make it into week 18 actually. So interesting. Also, by the way, I do have draft class out. I have not put it on the Madden share or whatever, but I'm gonna see how it comes through. I did basically the first 5 rounds. I haven't situated everyone to quite where I want them, so the first round's basically dialed, and then other than that, like second through the 5th round is kind of just all in mixed up order, but with guys at the same, like, at good overalls and at good points. These will be the guys here: Tyree Wilson, Will Levis, Brian Brzee, Quentin Johnston, Christian Gonzalez, Peter Skoronski. Basically went through, I just took someone else's draft class and basically flipped it upside down here to get some good players out of it, I guess, and really work at it. Been putting quite a bit of time on it actually recently, so really excited to finally kind of be done. Right, I'll work on a 6th and 7th round maybe over time if I feel like it, but I think that this basically kind of sums it up. I worked pretty hard on it, so it's nice to see. I know what guys are good, obviously, and whatnot, but I will make sure to add that to the Madden share on computer, so PC, all you guys players over there can join up and grab it and whatnot. So you're welcome, by the way. And we actually did end up beating the Texans, and so all we have to do now is try to convince, who was it? It was Jawan Taylor, to come back to our team. I think a 4.5 over 4.5 for 5 years is very good right there, and we're working with $12 million in cap room to finish it off, which is unfortunately not enough for Josh Allen, and it'll be very limited, or I guess it'll keep us very limited here in the offseason depending on what contracts we let go. Josh Allen being one of them. I think he's still on his rookie deal, though, so it really doesn't matter all that much. Let's see if we can beat the Tennessee Titans, finish the season either 9-8 or 8-9, and we do finish 9-8. We're against the Cincinnati Bengals in this this matchup here, so should be interesting to see who can come out on top here. I think we have a pretty clear, winner in this one. I think that would be the Cincinnati Bengals, ideally, but you never know. It's Madden. You never know. We did end up losing, but only by 3. So good result of the season. I think that the Jags are definitely moving in the right direction. I definitely think that Mr. Doug Peterson is taking care of the team really well in real life as well. But yeah, I guess all we got to do now is get to the offseason, go through some free agency, draft some players, and then look at how this team looks next year. And in the Super Bowl, the Bills actually ended up beating the Cowgirls in the first round. And we'll look at our players that we have ready to leave us now. And I think we're fine letting everyone go. Obviously, we'll have Calvin Ridley next year as well. So, or should. I'm not sure exactly how that'll work in real life, but we will get him in the game. Just something to keep on our mind. So we'll actually have Christian Kirksey-Jones, who's been playing great as of late. And then we'll also have the Gambler himself. At quarterback, we just don't need an answer. Daniel Jones obviously was not picked up there by the Giants. Unfortunate. Devin Singletary's here. Who are we? The Jacksonville Jaguars. We have ETN, but nobody else. We have Etienne, as you guys know, Madden Mobile Gods, MMG, Papa Meegs. I know you guys know him. You guys might not like him, but you may know him. So we'll actually have Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, and Zay Jones in this wide receiver room. So I think that we're fine on receiver. Tight end, we just signed back Evan Ingram, even though Irv Smith's here. So it'd be a fun 1-2 punch there with those two, but I just don't think that it makes a whole lot of sense, if I'm being honest. Don't need tackle, especially on the left side, considering I think that was Jawan Taylor that we signed back. And we should also have Cam Robinson, right? So there's that. Bradley Bozeman would be someone I'm interested in. If he wants to take on a 1-year deal for us, it'd be nice to see. Maybe even Connor McGovern would probably be a little bit better, but I don't know. We'll stick with that one for now. At right guard, who do we have? Brandon Scherf, obviously, so it's our left guard. That is unknown. Who is at our left guard? Ben Barch, probably not ideal. You know what I could do, though? Let's go to center and go to Connor McGovern and offer him a 1-year solid deal like so. And if he has, he has another contract offer there. That's fine. We could bring on over Dante Fowler, Bryce Huff, Chris Wormley. I'd rather look on the other side, if I'm being honest. Marcus Davenport is here with interest as well. Samson Ebukam, however you want to say it. Left outside linebacker, obviously. Big departure in the offseason, Josh Allen, and nobody else really. So we're going to have to probably go after a guy like Dante Fowler, Bryce Huff, or Marcus Davenport, maybe even Samson Ebukam. But I don't think that we'll have an issue drafting one either, though. And our free agency class will include Connor McGovern, Dante Fowler, and Bradley Bozeman here. Hopefully we can get most of them. Dante Fowler, the only one left here. Evaluate one more time, and he's gone, and he's here. So we'll actually have Dante Fowler, Connor McGovern, Bradley Bozeman, Bozeman coming on. One of them will have to go to left guard, which I have no problem with. So that'll do it for us in the off-season free agency period. Now we move to the draft. I'm not going to lie, this whole backdrop is kind of a mood killer without the LED lights. If you guys were curious how to turn the LEDs on, you guys would see the fluttering face cam for literally all video. So we have to go with what it is until I get a new one, and then I'm going to pause the draft before we actually see anyone fly off the board here. Should we evaluate our options more down the board, of course, considering we were picking at number 19. Will Anderson at 1, Bryce Young at 2. We got all these guys right here as well. Just roaming around, really. Christian Gonzalez, Brian Brzee, Joey Porter, Quinn Johnston, Jordan Addison, Broderick Jones, Cam Smith, Michael Mayer, Trenton Simpson, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. Kayshon Boutte probably doesn't go this high. I'm going to be honest, probably doesn't go this high. I'll definitely move him down the board. Just didn't quite get down here. I got to about Eli Ricks and then kind of forgot about Kayshon Boutte. I think I was about to move him pretty far down the board, probably past yeah, I'd definitely move him past Jalen Hyatt for sure, but we still have some pretty good players on the board at number 19, and we do actually have 19. We have a first, second, and third, and fourth, two fourths actually, to make it count. So maybe even a trade up if someone falls down the board enough. But let's go ahead and simulate through the first few picks here. Bryce Young off the board. Number 1, Will Anderson probably comes off the board here. Yep. And then maybe see Jalen Carter, of course. And now we'll see CJ Stroud or Tyree Wilson. Interesting there from the Seahawks. Now we see CJ Stroud off of the board. The Falcons, Brian Brzee. I've seen that mocked a couple of times. Miles Murphy off the board. Good pick there for the Lions. Jordan Addison, a very highly needed receiver over there. Keely Ringo, corner 1 off the board before Christian Gonzalez, actually. Michael Mayer to the Panthers. Very high pick there at number 10. Peter Skoronski goes now. Quentin Johnston off the board. So they went what? Tyree Wilson and Quentin Johnston now. So pretty good stuff there. Trenton Simpson off the board to Clemson. Osiris Torrance, right guard to Florida, or out of Florida to Tennessee. Broderick Jones goes to the Texans as well. So tackles still rolling off the board here. Joey Porter, I guess offensive line. Well, it's not really tackle. Christian Gonzalez is someone I would have considered at our spot. Jackson Smith and Jigba goes right before us. I'm fine with that. We don't need a receiver. I'm not sure why keep seeing mocked receivers here. Will Levis following heavily down the board. Cam Smith is still here. Elijah Ricks as well. Brian Branch. Anton Harrison would be one to bring in for sure to cover the other side for the future and whatnot. Anton Harrison I would not have a problem with. I mean, there's just not really that great of options on the board for us right now, except Paris Johnson's on the board. But we just desperately don't need tackle. It's just not much of a need. I think the Jags here can highly consider moving down the board at least here. Probably look for something like this right here from the Packers. I'm still obviously going to evaluate what else we have offered to us. I'd look for a future like this year one back, and the only place we're getting that is from the Green Bay Packers. 10 picks down the board, but I'm okay with doing that. They want to trade up and also give us their second. I am just fine with that, and we will actually just skip down to our pick. Isaiah Foskey goes off the board, probably someone I wanted for sure, but Kayshon Boutte is still up there. Clark Phillips, Devin Witherspoon still here, Antonio Johnson. Could we use a strong safety here? If we were, it was going to be Antonio Johnson, or it would be Antonio Johnson, absolute stud. A&M, obviously, Texas A&M. Who do we have? A strong safety, it says we have a C+. I'm guessing that's Andre Sisco. Free safety, I'm not quite sure who's there. My memory is not quite what it used to be. Noah Sewell with Foye Oluokun, but we already have Devin Lloyd and Chad Muma. Don't really need Darnell Washington. Don't really need Andre Carter still here. BJ Ojolari. Dude, it's so tough, man. This is definitely a tough pick here. I think I'd either have to go Brian Branch, Clark Phillips, Devin Witherspoon, or Antonio Johnson. And I think that we could really use the versatility of Antonio Johnson here on this defense, and I'm perfectly fine taking that pick. Hidden development, actually. I probably was aware of that. I didn't really tweak with him too much recently, so I've been working down the board a little bit. So our next user pick is actually at number 19 of this next round. Brian Branch off the board. Noah Sewell goes off the board as expected. Andre Carter. Then with the Texans' first overall pick of the second round, Felix Anudike Uzama, either one works really, in my opinion. Kayshon Boutte finally finds himself off the board to Pittsburgh, pretty far down the board. Elijah Ricks goes off the board now. And at number 5, Luke Weipler. Interesting. I'm going to actually reevaluate the board, make sure that there's no one that I really want before I just skip down to my pick. Before I skip up on a player that I might want or might regret not getting or trading up for. And Darnell Wright goes off. I ended up just skipping to our next pick. Didn't really find anything that I really liked. Rashee Rice still being here is pretty good. Garrett Williams would be a good boundary corner at 6 foot 198. Can run pretty well, obviously, and then skills are also there. And on the depth chart, we've got a couple of veteran guys and a couple of younger guys. So I wouldn't be too, it wouldn't be so bad of a pick, really. Could use like a guard or anything, but none are really around here. Cody Monch. Zach Harrison's right here as well. Someone very heavily interested in. I know exactly what he brings to the table, considering I made the player. So you guys see my shit-eating grin. Yeah, and I feel like this is kind of crappy by me just because I know what he brings and what I made the player, so I know what he's worth. So Zach Harrison will take off the board. I absolutely love the prospect, though. I think he'll be a great player in the league, and that's kind of what mattered to me in this spot right here. And I don't mind reaching for him, obviously, taking him in that situation. And Garrett Williams is still on the board if we still wanted to go there. Cedric Tillman still here. Cody, I mean, we just don't need it. Lucas Van Ness. Max Melton's here, Jair Brown, Zay Flowers, Will McDonald, Tank Bigsby. Ooh, we can get an Etienne, ETN. Damn it, MMG, and then Tank Bigsby here as well. So, I think I'd be okay with Tank Bigsby at this pick right here. Is he worth the pick though? I don't know. I think I'll just move with Garrett Williams here. Very good corner. 6 foot, 198, 22 years of age. C man coverage, C play rec, A to C awareness, B catching. Guy he just looks good. He just looks good. That's my justification there. I know the class, but it just looks like a good quality player at that spot. And maybe with this pick, we find our running back of the future. I did love my running backs in this class, so I'll tell you that much. Cedric Tillman still on the board. Poor guy, man. Could not find himself off the board. Sean Tucker's here. Not really my first go-to. Cedric Van Pran, though, would be interesting. Parker Washington as well. Xavier Hutchinson out of Iowa State. I recently actually made him into the class. Riley Moss at corner. Someone I like a lot. Mike Morris is here. Tommy Eichenberg. Kenny McIntosh. So, I mean, what other picks? Okay, let's look at the running backs on the board because I do want to take a running back in this class, and I want to see if there are any absolute studs left. I do see a few that I made that are still here and that are good quality players. So, I don't know. I guess we'll just go with the best, most obvious pick here. That'd either be Cedric Van Pran or Cedric Tillman, even still on the board at this pick. I think that we have to go with him. Cedric Tillman off the board. 88 speed is a little bit of a letdown, but still a solid player, and he fell so far down the board for I don't even know what reason. And here at this pick, the guy I wanted, I'm going to be honest, the guy I wanted is off the board. It would have been one of two players, but he is gone. So nothing I can really do about that now. Leaves us in a tough position here. Kaio Blue Kelly, I don't mind. He's actually not bad. Nick Broker's here. Anthony Richardson is not a wide receiver. I don't know, man. This game is whack. Draft class creating it's not the least time consuming thing you'll ever do in your life, right? But still, I'm not gonna go there. Asim Richards, Puka Nakua is here. Nakua, I forgot. Was he the track star? I think he might have been. Let's see what he runs. A 4.47. He's definitely not the track star. And Jerome Garvin's here. He's a potential UDFA, so obviously I'm not gonna take him. And just looking further down the board than we really have to. There's just so much DBs, wide receivers in this class that it's just not really, a great place here. Braden Daniels, though, is here. He's good enough, I think, right? Braden Daniels. Yeah, he's actually a stud. I actually remember making him and reading his draft profiles and his just information and whatnot. I actually really liked him. I actually went and actually looked at some highlights, actually. And in this next pick here, we picked at round 4, 20th pick, 4.48 running Eric Gray here. Solid, I guess. Let's take him. I didn't even know he. Okay, listen. I'm sorry. I didn't know he had started better development. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember that at all. I promise I put my right hand to I don't even know what. All right, and you guys are gonna make fun of me for my draft recap and say that you abused your draft class because you made it. Listen, I'll try to make it as unbiased next time as I can, but it was a good draft class for sure. had a lot of late round picks, but starting off, Antonio Johnson at a 76 overall, and then Zach Harrison down the board, 76 overall as well. Garrett Williams a 74, Cedric Tillman at 71, Braden Daniels at 68, and Eric Gray, Oklahoma running back at 69 overall. Eric All we got, Kevin Bibbs, and Josh Hoyt. And let's actually go take a look at the whole entire class in case you were curious, and I don't know what I was doing over there. Let's go take a look at the whole entire class here. All right. At pick number 1, Bryce Young off the board at a 78. But let's go just sort by overall. And Bijan, yes, I made him an 83 overall. Fight me. Guy's an absolute monster. Will Anderson, Jordan Addison, Jalen Carter, Quentin Johnston, Miles Murphy, Christian Gonzalez, Bryce Young. All these are pretty good ratings in my opinion, like as far as consistency goes with like who you're rating and whatnot. I do actually have Jalen Hyatt really up, really up there because he's really good. I actually really like him as a player, and to see what he's going to do is going to be fun. Rashee Rice, I also made a 76 overall, and he has superstar development, by the way. Absolute sick player. Cannot wait to see him come out of the draft. Sincere Haynesworth in the 4th round. Great value down the board. I need to fix his college for sure. Emmanuel Forbes here as well. Devin Witherspoon and DK Uzama. Noah Sewell, Brian Branch, Cam Smith, just a bunch of guys, good, whatever you guys want to say here. CJ Stroud is a 74 overall. I just wasn't overwhelmed with the draft class here, and all things, honest. And then Will Levis, I actually had a 71 overall, and that's who they traded up for our pick. They traded up for Will Levis out of Kentucky. I've had a 71 overall, but he does have star development, giving him some room to improve. It just I think what people get carried away in is the draft class and the draft order, because obviously Bryce Young going off the board, he's not the best quarterback since he's not Trevor Lawrence is what I'm trying to say. Trevor Lawrence was one of the best quarterback prospects we've seen since Andrew Luck, obviously. So to see Bryce Young rated as high as Trevor Lawrence was coming out, it's just not right, because they're not the same type of player and they're not even close to the same level. And in my opinion, one of them's got a lot more flaws, and one of them was highly coveted as a great quarterback, a great college quarterback. I'm not saying Bryce Young isn't. I'm not saying he's not good. He's obviously really good. He's just not quite on that Trevor Lawrence college level, of course. Just some people get mixed up with like draft order and then kind of make their ratings off of that, and it's kind of like you can't really do that. You have to make it on the player. Draft order with all the mock drafts you see as well go positional value, not quite the players in there. So I think ratings really gets mixed up when people do classes in the game. So I thought that I had to step in, take charge, do it myself. It took me like a week. I spent about 3 hours a day on it for sure. It was a big workload for sure to add on for a week, and I just grinded away at it at night, knowing that the final result was still going to be good. Obviously, it's still going to make plenty of tweaks, and I think that's just with anything that you make, especially something like this virtually as well. So good stuff. Obviously had a really good draft. Why are we in the mid-season? What did I just do? I did not mean to do that. Okay, well, we're 3-3 to start off this next season, I guess. Oh, jeez, man. I want Daniels playing over Ben Barch for sure. McGovern, Bozeman's not even going to play. Evan Ingram, Calvin Ridley, whatever. Cedric Tillman's playing at wide receiver 5. Let's go. That's exactly what I wanted. And Eric Gray here as well. Trevor Lawrence. I did not want him as number 3. I wanted him as number 4. Jawan Taylor, Cam Robinson, up to a 78 overall as well. Anyways, Antonio Johnson's not even playing, so it's actually Rashawn Jenkins that was up strong safety, and we'll have to put Antonio Johnson over Andre Sisco then. So the team here consists of just a lot of everything. Honestly, there's no good way to really say it. Zach Harrison's not rushing the quarterback here in his first year. Antonio Johnson's playing the slot corner. Lots wrong here with this first half of the season. I'm not even going to try. Okay, what is going on? Antonio Johnson was starting in the sub linebacker spot. Lot going on for sure. And you know how I said we really don't need corner. We have 3 startable ones. Every team always will need corner. for you guys' information. Like, if you guys don't think you need corner because you have 3 good corners, it's like, okay, one of them is probably 30, the other one's probably coming up on a contract, and you always need corner in this league, especially in Madden, for sure. So, yeah, I guess let's zoom through the second half of the season and see if we can make the playoffs. And we actually finished 7-10. But yeah, it was just a realistic. This is just me trying out some new things. Obviously, the draft class. And let's go ahead and take a look at Zach Harrison here. Absolute stud. Or I guess let's look at the team. Oh, Foye Oluokun got a new ability unlocked. Woohoo! Too bad we're done and over with this now. But looking back here, Eric Gray, I think he has start of. No reason for him to have any higher. And then, yeah, Zach Harrison, I gave superstar development. Absolute stud down the board for sure. You guys would be, I mean, you guys, I saw his athletic profile and then some of his highlights and then his draft profile and what he does well. And I looked at his strengths and whatnot. And, dude, this man, I'm really excited to actually see him come out into the league. It's awesome. I mean, I love the player. I love what he could possibly do at one point, or another, obviously. I don't know, man. I just really fell in love with the prospect. He's 6'6". It's just a good player, and I hope to see him do well in the league and success, and to pursue success. Garrett Williams, I'm sure, has star development. I can't remember exactly. I just think it's a shot in the dark. If he has superstar, I don't think I'd put superstar on him. Eric Gray, like I said, star development. Cedric Tillman, star development. No way he'd have more than that. And then, yeah, Daniels will be developing piece. I really liked him a lot. He was really raw. But as long as he can improve, I think that he could actually end up being pretty good. He's got a pretty high ceiling, if you ask me. So thought I'd draft him, late and put him in there pretty late. He's not, projected to be all that high in the draft. And Cedric Tillman, obviously, like I said earlier. And I think, yeah, that's it. So that'll be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Subscribe. Subscribe. I just hit 1,000 on my other YouTube channel, so that's pretty cool. Anywho, that'll be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.